Alright, here we are. We are back again for another speed run. This is day number 14. Gotta lower the volume. Never gonna remember to lower the volume until after it begins. Alright, here e4, c5. Sicilian defense. Things are looking good here. Alright, I mean, not much to discuss at the moment. c3, the first Alapin. Let's play knight f6, attack the pawn. Let's push this pawn around. Trying to win it. Queen e2, very strange move there. Queen e2 should not be good. It does have a point, though. The point is that he's going to play e5, and the queen is going to be somewhat supporting it. In this case, we probably want to play e5. e5 would make a lot of sense. Let's play knight c6. The knights are tangoing around these two squares here. At the next moment's notice, I'm going to try to play d5 if possible. I don't like the idea of bishop g5, though. Bishop g5 would call into doubt our control on the d5 and e4 square, so I'm going to play h6 first. It's really critical when you're going for something like d5 that you should probably take care to confirm that they cannot play bishop g5. Bishop g5 could be a big problem. Alright. Bishop e3, bishop e7. d4. This guy's playing some logical moves, people. This guy seems like he's full of the vinegar. I'm going to take here, take this pawn, take a second pawn. Everything is getting traded, but at the end of the day, he's going to have to pay the piper for the fact that the queen is misplaced in front of the bishop. This is not the way he wants his pieces. Sooner or later, something has got to give here. Takes. Alright, which way should I take here? I could take this way and go for quick development. I like taking this way, though. I think my bishop is going to be fantastic over on this diagonal. e5. Let's play knight d5. Attack this bishop. I could have tried queen a5, but the problem with that is they would play bishop d2. And their queen would be defending the pawn, and my queen would also be under attack here. Alright, I gotta get rid of this pawn. I really want to get my bishop out to f6 and open everything up. Maybe, let me play rook e8 first. The plan is just to play bishop f6. I have to crunch through this pawn on e5, one way or another. Queen e4, bishop f6. He is in a lot of trouble. Alright, and that should be the game. He's pinned. It's time to go. It's time to go, everybody. Alright, perfect. What are we up to? 7-10? Let's get it going. 7-10. I gotta get up to 750. It's really time to go. Okay, f4, knight f3. The classic bird. Here we play c4. I said this in some other videos, and I'll say it again. If they do not occupy the center at all, you should be trying to occupy the center, ideally with 4 pawns. We'll play e4 here. d6, d4, just taking on the full center. Bishop g4, this is a very natural move. It is not supposed to be that good, however. We'll play bishop e3. Back here in this position, the only theoretical move is c5. And this is a 4 pawns attack in the King's Indian defense. Alright, so right here, okay, we'll play e5. I got this exact position before, and in both cases it worked very well. Takes, takes. He could take here. Yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Alright, so the whole thing is now his knights are just completely stuck. I'll play h3 here. I'm pushing his bishop away. Pushing the bishop away, bishop's probably going to take. I'll take back, and then I can castle queenside. These pawns just completely dominate his pieces. Alright, I mean, already here I can just completely shutter him in. Bishop e6, of course I can play d5 and win some material, but I think then he breaks through on e5 and he gets some compensation. I'm not sold on how good that position is. So instead, I'm just going to play knight g5 and happily chop on e6, ruin his pawns, take on the bishop pair. And another part of knight g5, knight takes e6 is just the fact that this bishop on g7 here is going to be entombed forever. There is no way for it to get out if this f-pawn has to move over. There's no way for it to move. It's completely stuck. we're waiting. We're waiting here. I'm very excited, actually. So finally I got my mic and my camera in the mail, and I'm going to be testing those out in the coming videos. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for some great, crisp audio. And your boy's face in 4K. Let's play Queen H2. Attack H7. Whenever you have more space in the center, whenever you have the center on lock, feel free to attack on the flank. It's the Soviet system. It always works. Takes. This should just be the end of the game. 2 checkmates threatened at the moment. Queen H7, Queen G6. Very tricky position. King F7, I'll start checking. He goes to E8. I take here, Rook F7, and I can at least play Rook H7 and start trying to get on this rook that's in the crosshairs at the moment. His position is really on the brink of disaster here. All right. You know, Queen G6 is good. I think what might be better is Bishop D3, though. Bishop D3 looks way better, honestly. Man, both of these moves look good. Bishop D3 looks really good. Attacking this pawn, and I have a really stinky trick. If Rook G8, I can play Knight G5. Alright, well here I have to be completely winning. Bishop G6, King A7, Queen G7. Mate is coming. If his king moves up, Knight B5 and Knight E4 both decide. Perfect. Nice. Alright, so up to 718. Let's keep it going. E4, C5. I'm really anxious to see when my first Sicilian is going to be. Like, my first theoretical Sicilian. He could take this pawn. He could have taken that pawn there. I'm going to play D5. Alright, he's just not paying attention to my moves. And he is going to pay the piper shortly. Let's take. Just win a piece. He gets a check. He gets a check, but at the end of the day, I got a piece. D4. I don't know what he's doing. He's just blundering everything now. Yeah, this just looks like a disaster for him. This game really devolved. It started off as a really normal opening, and it just quickly went downhill. I wonder what was going on with Sorab. Sorab Animesh 93. Alright, I got a sneaky trick here. I want him to take. I'm going to throw in a check. He's going to take here, and then I hit him with the check. And now when the king moves, I'm going to take the rook. So he is losing even more material now. Yeah, this just looks resignable. And he is pinned. He is pinned, people. It's not looking pretty. Everything is still protected here. He's got one check. But check is very different from checkmate. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, let's get another game. Let's get another game going. F4, Knight F3. We got the classic bird. Knight falls X. Bishop E5. Classic pin. B3, gonna play Bishop B2. Establish my bishop's dominion over the board. And, yeah, this is looking fantastic. This is looking very, very good for white. Alright, D4. D4, an interesting move. Definitely a sound move, though. This guy's playing well. D4 is fine. Bishop G4 is not fine. I'm going to chop here at the right time. I'm first going to ask his bishop some questions, though. If he takes, now I have even more pressure on this light squares. This was not a good capture for him. Especially that now he's already pushed D4, he should not be trading the light squared bishop in this type of position, because his light squares are the color that are very weak. Okay, let's take here. Let's open everything up. That must have been a mouse slip. He must have been trying to play A6. I'm definitely not going to complain, though. We're going to scoop up the piece. The knight is now completely dominated. We are going to pick up some material. So this looks good. Things are looking good here. All right, I don't know what that was. This must have happened several times at this point that I've gotten pawns on queen 5 and king 5. He's got to resign here. Nice. Perfect. 734. Continuing to go up. So it's interesting. There was like a brief bout. There's a brief bout where I was playing there was a brief bout where I was playing like very long rapid games, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and now we're back to playing very quickly. People are just blitzing out their moves. They don't like losing. Okay, he has a classic London setup against the Dutch. 95 is not a good move though, unfortunately. I guess he's trying to go for this trick. It's not going to work though. I'm a grandmaster. I know what he's up to. I got eyes in the back of my head. Check e6, and there is no knight f7 trick. Nothing to worry about here. Alright, so what should I do now? I'm playing knight c6. I'm going to try to kick out this bishop. I find this pressure is very annoying here. From e6. From c4 here on e6. I'll play queen e8 and e5. Well, if I move my knight away, now that I'm thinking about it, if I move my knight away, I'm not going to be able to push my pawn to e5, so I'll just play king h8 here. I'm getting out of the way. We are going to play e5, slowly but surely. It's happening, people. Mark your calendars. It's happening. I'm going to push e5. It's time to go. Alright, here we go. e5. The kingside steamroll is already fast approaching. He's more or less done for. Bishop is going to go back to g3, and then we're going to play h6. That should not be good. We're going to just take 2 pieces for 1. 2 pieces for a rook is a fantastic deal in a middle game. And, yeah. This position just... This looks fantastic. Bishop e6, we'll play rook d8. Rook d8, there's going to be a pin. We're going to go for knight e4. White is just completely dead in the water here. This is nice. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who are wondering why I'm holding my mic in such a fixed manner, it's because I recorded several other videos earlier today. The sound quality was really bad. So I'm trying it from this angle. I tested it several times and it seemed to be doing well from this angle. And I'm just hoping that this turns out to be a good video, because I'm not going to be able to redo this part of the speedrun otherwise. Here we got a skewer. Look at that, we got a skewer. Yeah, but the cool thing is that, look at that, when he plays queen e1, I do not need to take. No need to take just yet. The rook is completely trapped there. When he plays queen e1, I really like knight e4, just dominating the queen. Queen is going to be almost completely trapped here. Knight e4. All of his pieces are trapped. Look at that. Look at that. In the long term, I'm just going to play h6, g5. Alright, he just dropped a piece. Maybe he missed that I was defending it twice. Takes, bishop takes. Queen b4. We will finally chop on f1. Okay, let's play c5. Let's push the pawn to c5, attack this queen here. Queen moves somewhere. Just keep attacking it. I have a very healthy setup here. Pawn's defending others. Queen is defending this pawn, of course. Yeah, there's really nothing to worry about here. Queen is really stuck at the moment. Okay, I can just start picking up some pawns. Rook b1, I have a really cool move. I'll play knight c3 and hit the queen and rook. His queen is already in almost in a form of no man's land as well. The queen goes to almost any square. Alright, the queen is trying to get out. Queen wants to come to c2. We're going to play rook d2. Queen is still stuck. Queen remains very stuck at the moment. Of course, being up 2 pieces, there should be hundreds of wins here, but the simplest way would just be to attack the king side because the queen is so dislocated from it. And he's also playing down several pieces. Yeah, queen c6 is the last chance. I'll play queen e7, attack this pawn. There must be some way that I'm breaking through here. 2 extra very useful minor pieces. There's just too much here. Too much for white to have to handle. Alright, queen c8. Let's play king g7. Safe and steady. Queen takes e3 is going to be a huge problem soon enough. g4. But the problem with g4 is that compromises everything else. Queen h4 would be fine. Queen takes e3 is even simpler, though. Queen takes e3 check. We're going to play queen e2. Shoot at h2. Shoot at f1. The game has to be over there. This is cool. Look at this. Queen c7, king h6, queen f4. I can play g5, and he has run out of checks. He's got too many problems. Too much to deal with at the moment. All right. Yeah, this looks very good. This looks very good. So what rating are we going to be up to? 740. All right, I'll play king h6. There's one last check here I'll take. He has to be running out of checks sooner or later here. Check takes. He could throw in one last check and I go back. All right, there. But that's mate. That's the end of the game. Perfect. 742. 4c5. e4 c5. f4 d5. I have not seen this f4 move in ages. This is like a terrible version of a bird. I write about this a lot in my course. When you're playing the bird, you need to be very careful about how you control the light squares. You do not want to end up in this type of situation where you have an f-pawn with the e-pawn having already been traded. This is not a good deal for white, as we're going to see. He takes a pawn. I didn't even consider that, weirdly enough. It should not be good, though, to be clear. I'll play e5. His knight is attacked. His knight is really overextended here. Should be 5. We'll play knight c6. He could take. It's not going to solve most of his problems, but it's going to solve some of them. Man, I worked out my back and my biceps today. Believe it or not, I broke the machine. I broke the machine at the gym. Yeah, there was this I was doing, what is it? It's like the close grip, the close grip row with one of those single double handle I don't know how to describe them. Y'all know what I mean. It's the one where like you're on the bench and you just pull it like this with your hands very close together. But anyway, yeah, I was pulling that. I was pulling an insane amount of weight, if I may say so myself. I was pulling 96 kilos. I was really proud of myself. And the cord had already been fraying, and the cord just broke. And the weight came slamming down. There was a cacophony of sounds in the gym. Everyone looked at me. Everyone thought I had died. It turned out I had just broken the machine, and I was completely fine. But yeah, the sad thing was that was only my first set, so I was just not able to do that exercise from there on out. All right, what happened there? Why did he not take? He should have taken. Okay, queen e2. Now we're going to blunder the piece, if you know what I mean. If he takes, we're going to play rook e8. He is going to be in a lot of trouble if he takes. I could have also moved my knight out of the way and bent up a piece, but this is a much more healthy way. Yeah, if we go back, if he had taken here, I would castle. I think black would be much better, but he would have at least had some hope. But here, I don't think white has any hope. I'm about to play knight d4. Knight d4. Very, very painful move. I always tell my students this. If you do not see your opponent's enemy knight in the center, just throw your knight into the center and see what happens. Queen d2. All right, we can already snatch a piece here. But I think knight g4 is even better because I don't want him taking this piece, really. Knight g4 looks so strong. This is unbelievably strong. The bishop is still under attack. I could definitely take the bishop. I could also maybe even play bishop b4 here. I should probably take the piece, though. Knight e3 would also work. Yeah, knight e3 is much better, honestly. Look at that, knight e3. If he takes, then I take this. One way or the other, I'm getting to c2. He could play c3, I throw in a check. He plays king e2, and I'm just going to start swinging in all my pieces. It's too much for him to handle. All right, we'll take this one. We'll take with the check over here. This is getting to be a disastrous position for him. There, let's just keep throwing in checks. Let's play, what to do here? I like bishop b4. Of course, I could take at any time several of these pieces. I could take here and take here. But I'm going for the quick win, and I think black should have every reason to be going for the quick win. I have so many more pieces around his king than he does. I'm going to play rook c8 next. I really wonder what these guys are thinking playing against someone who's playing this way. What do they think is going on? Let's play rook c8. Rook c8 is a coming. Rook c8 is a coming. If he takes, I can throw in a check and win the queen before winning several other pieces. All right, he goes there. He goes there. There must be some type of checkmate here. I have way too many pieces around his king. I have so many pieces around his king. So I could go here, check here, and then I take. That's almost mate. Oh, look at this. I go here, and then I'm going to take. That's mate. Oh, that's amazing. You have to use deductive reasoning here. You have to use backwards logic. You need to think about where your knight wants to end up. It wants to end up here, so that's how you come up with this move. Knight d3 is going to be mate. Oh, he played that. He's trying to get out. He's trying to get out, guys. But it's too late. It's way too late. Let's play check. This is just, this is looking like a disaster. This is looking like a complete disaster. Alright, what am I going to do here? I'll just take. I have several checkmates threatened. I'm threatening takes and mate here, takes and mate here. If he takes here, I have this mate. Alright, perfect. Fantastic. So I guess we'll end here, 750. Made a lot of rating today. Made like 50 rating in only 20 minutes, which is awesome. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later. Let me know how the sound was. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Day number... So today was day number 14. Or sorry, today was day number 15. So we're moving on to day number 16 soon enough. Take care, everybody.